Here's a reason salvaging two bookings on a rainy day is still considered bad news. The customer will blame you because it rained. I'll repeat it. The customer will blame you because it rained. That's right, it's your fault that her kids did not get the opportunity to jump in the prince's castle. And now she wants to know how much of her money you're going to refund. If there was ever a time I would get into some sort of argument or humbug with a customer, it was regarding them accepting a delivery on a rainy day and then getting angry with me because it rained all day. Rain is a part of the business. It is. And I really would like to say that rain is really our only competition. Other than that, there's nothing really hindering you from really, you know, taking it to the moon on in the warmer months or hitting all of your financial goals during the warmer months. But I began to realize just how much these rainy day confrontations were hurting my reputation. So I decided to make the rainy days work for me rather than against me. I came up with a rainy day policy that said if it started to rain after we delivered your unit, then simply call us back and we'll come pick it up and give your child another party on us. This policy was only valid if the customer called us before 2 o'clock, which placed the ball in their court if they wanted to continue with their plans or not. Notice I never refunded the money because I still had costs associated with this delivery. But it did give the customer something for their money or some power in the decision making. It also allowed me to promote the policy, which totally separated me from my competitors. Another great solution I discovered that offset all of the loss associated with washed out weekends was www.rainprotection.net. Now, I am not an affiliate with this company, but I really need to be just based on the amount of people that I have referred to them. They would allow you to insure your reservations against rain-related cancellations. Yes, you heard me right the first time. You can now purchase an insurance policy just for the weekends. And if it's a washout, you still get paid. How beautiful is that? This one simple investment will help you survive the tough times that are associated with being in an outdoor event business. Unless you live in Miami, Florida, or New Orleans, Louisiana, you would definitely be affected by winter. I get asked all the time for strategies in surviving the winter. And I am not boasting, but I once delivered 17 bouncers on Christmas Eve for events on Christmas Day. How was I able to do that? Glad you asked. Great question. I ran a promotion for $149, which allowed the customer to keep the unit from Easter Eve until January the 2nd. That's right, the customer was able to keep the unit for an entire week for only $149. Now, was that a good investment? Let's do the math on it. $149 was the cost of the unit for an entire week. I had 17 people that jumped at this opportunity. That made me $2,533. December marks the end of our season, so to make $2,533 at a time when the phones are barely ringing was a wintertime victory. Here's how I created the sales. I sent out a mail blast to all of my customers in our database. It was a simple one-page flyer mailed out the week of December. By the first week of December, by the 15th of the month, we had rented all of the units and even sent the overflow to my buddy in the business. You can really make money in the winter months, but you have to be creative. I have just given you one of my main strategies for only the cost of this series. but it took me 12 years to come up with a way to make money in December. Another fact you may want to consider is that not all cultures celebrate Christmas and birthdays. However, those same cultures are still very passionate about their children. Many of my Christmas rentals will come from the Jewish, Jehovah Witness, and Islamic communities because these communities still loved and embraced and celebrated their children. They just didn't celebrate that particular event. I would even advertise within their circles as a way to keep my business moving forward during the down seasons. Please remember, money is green. You must develop the ability to market to all cultures. During the summer months, we would really rake in some serious dough, but it would all fall off right after Black Friday in November. This would always lead to a feast to famine cycle. The party rental business was always my full-time job, therefore I did not have another gig I could fall back on. I was truly all in. Looking back on it all, I came to realize that my business was better to me than I was to it because so much cash flow would come in during the peak season that I would overspend. And that would lead to me having to stick it out until February. Then came the winter of 2001 and I nearly starved to death. I had to return to working a full-time job just to pay my bills, which was absolutely devastating. Well, what happened, you may ask? I'll tell you what happened. Peak season after peak season, I would never put anything away to carry me through the off season. In the spring of 2002, I began to take 1/3 of all my Sunday sales and place in an escrow account that I would not touch until December the 1st. To my amazement, this account had grown to $15,000, which was awesome. We really had a Merry Christmas for the first time in years. You have to, absolutely have to put a plan like this in place to keep you afloat during the off season. I have determined that the off season starts December the 1st for warm weather states and October the 31st for cold weather states. The off season will last until March the 1st. Now, you will still get opportunities to make money during the off season, but don't count on being booked out.